you're going to hear all about it. Small Business Victoria will help you do the business plans. You can, get templates from the KBB website. But you've actually got to do it. And you can get help doing it through government departments as well, don't you? They will run you through it and give you advisors. How detailed should it be, Julia? And how often should you go back to it and keep reminding yourself?
Well, it's interesting. I think that basically with your business, you should be able to talk about your business very quickly. You should be able to, in a couple of sentences, be able to say what it does, what the market is, and how it makes money. And if you can't do that, you haven't really nailed it yet, So that's the first thing, is there should be a little summary which nails what it is about. That's the most important thing. Then you have a sort of a bigger plan of actually how you're going to execute that, how you're going to make that happen. So that might start with, well, the market's this, and this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to get to the market, this is how we're going to acquire our customers, and then, this is how we're going to make it and deliver it, and this is how we're going to store it, and this is how we're going to deal with wastage, and this is how we're going to run the admin, and there's all the parts of the business, which then you can do quite a large one out of that. But the essence of your business should be something that you can get across very, very quickly. Then with that larger plan, the important thing is that you understand how you're going to execute what it is you're going to do in a business. So you need to write it down, but it doesn't have to be 50, 60 pages of rubbish, basically, that you then put away in your drawer. It's an action plan for you. It is a plan for how you are going to build that business. So it's what makes sense for you. I'll caveat that slightly, because if you're going to a bank might ask to see it in a certain way, in which case you need to do what they're asking for. But I think you'd say, David, that somebody who understands how the business is going to work and make money and has got a whole lot of stuff behind it will be able to talk more eloquently and be more persuasive than somebody who's done the 50, 60 page document but doesn't really get it because they just filled in boxes. And then in a plan, you need to have some numbers in there, and that often just people go a bit, oh God, numbers, I just don't know how to put them together. But again, you're putting them together for you. It's actually for you to see how it's going to make money and what you need to, from things through pricing, through cash flow. It's actually for you. It's not for somebody else, this mythical person who's going to come and review all business plans. It's how are you going to do it, and how are you going to make money. So I would then revisit the plan probably every quarter, quite often. Are we doing what we said we were going to do? And
do you set milestones in your business plan, saying, okay, end of 3 months we want to achieve this, end of 6 months, end of a year? So you've got a checklist.
What I would do is I would say, right, what do I want this business to look like in 3 years' time? Okay, what's it going to look like in 3 years' time?
3 years?
What's it going to look like in 1 year? Roughly. No, because if you haven't got a bit of it, so again, this is this thing of saying, do I want a lifestyle business, or is it a profitable, is it a lot of money? What do I actually want? Because we don't admit to ourselves what we really want. Maybe we'll say we reflect what other people imagine us to want. So if we think we've got to be the biggest business in town, but actually that's not what we really want. We set off on these rather strange paths where half of us is leaning towards doing something that enables us to, finish work at a decent time. Another part of us is thinking, yeah, but I've got to be, I'm not anybody unless I've got this big business. So it's very important to be sort of honest about it. And that's what I mean about this sort of 3 year thing. It's roughly, what should it be? Am I going to have 1 store, or am I going to have 10 stores? Am I going to have an employee or no employees? Or am I going to have 10 employees? A rough thing like that. But then back down to 1 year, and then I think the real magic is to say, what am I going to do each quarter? Every 100 days, roughly, because the brain loves 100 days. It's long enough away for you to see progress, and it's short enough for you not to forget to do anything. And actually just put down action plans. And that's a much better way of doing it than sort of writing out a great big story of what you're going to do forever. But actually a very simple, what I've got to nail in the next quarter is this. And then just put those things down.
Look, one of the things that I actually personally use is I have a whiteboard across from my desk, and I take out what I want to achieve, and I've got sort of a mind map on the whiteboard, which is my company, and then there's marketing, revenue, whatever it is I want to achieve. What I've achieved is written up in green, and what I want to achieve is written in blue. And then as I achieve things, I just change the colour, but it keeps it in front of my face all the time. Whenever my desk, I can see exactly what it is. Oh, forgot about that. I should do something about that,